Alright, welcome back. Just continuing on with the F-22 build here. I just put the nose on for the last time, hopefully. So I've kind of been, let me get the camera here. I've kind of been just, mainly this week, just running wires and airlines. So that's why there's been very many videos. But kind of getting there, trying to finish up the bulk of this this weekend. So let's see here, start in the back here. So I've gotten all the big thick S-bus leads ran to the rear and to the wings. I've got all the little S-bus terminals clipped on. Still have to hook up all the servos to each little terminal there. 3 terminals on each side. 3 wire each side, and then of course the ones back there for the wing, and then of course this piece that comes out of the wing as well. And then ran the fuel lines. This is the same stuff in my last one, so everything just kind of hooked back up. Shut off valve, just mounted it back here. I got to put on some little tube holders, but that'll all come later. All the airlines are done. I changed out I had a black tube for the brake there on the clear line. Just drove me nuts having one black wire up there. So I got all that ran. Fuel lines are ran forward. I had the tanks, the air tanks, the filler ports and everything. I'm using a T-fitting on the Jet Model Products tanks. I have a bunch of these. I sell these. I try to keep a bunch in stock, and I use the T-fitting on the large tank. I'm using 2 large. One will be gear, lock, and gear doors. This one will be brakes and the bay doors. And I'm just letting some shoe goop dry between the two. That platform will be suspended on top of it's kind of hard to see there, but you got an inlet here and an inlet here, and there's a gap through this area. I'm basically going to take that piece of real light ply and basically make a support run across the two, and then the air tanks will sit right on top there. So and then as I did that, I ran all the airline, got all the airline ran to the nose. The only thing you don't see here is the line coming in from the air tanks. I'll have one on each side for each air system. And I labeled everything. It looks like a huge mess, which it is. Ooh, it's kind of going to be hard to show this with the nose on. Let me come over here. Kind of get some elevation on. Yeah. That's the problem with painting a canopy to get an effect. It turns it foggy. But all the air air valves are mounted and everything. The light controller is mounted. I glued in this plate to support all that. And then of course the top equipment tray will cover all this, so you won't see any of this. But I've got all the airline ran. It's all labeled. There's 10 airlines coming up to the nose. Just 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim them all off here, because here's the bulkhead where they join, and I'm just going to use a little airline connector to connect. So I'll hook everything up here on the valves, run the lines back here, and then of course all the lines are here, and then just trim them all right here and then connect them with this. So if I ever need to take the nose off, I've got a point that I can just disconnect and reconnect. I mean, I left it long enough that I probably could just connect everything, so I may do that. I might have 1 or 2 that are short, which is why I was like, well, I'll just trim them all off and do the connectors. But if I can manage to, and I'm going to check it, if I can get them all connected without doing a connect, doing a 2-piece with these, then I will. And then if I ever have to trim it, I'll just cut straight out all the lines at one spot and add these back in to reconnect. If I left enough slack or length, excess length to connect. But if I didn't, I'll just go ahead and jump straight to these. But that is about it. All the light wires are ran to the nose. S-bus, the S-bus cables, all four. These are the slime lights up here. Canopy, nose gear, no steering, and yeah. So coming along. I'm probably going to call it for this evening. Battery's about to die on this thing. So tomorrow I'll connect everything here. Those should be dry. I'll put the air tanks in, because once the air tanks are in, it kind of blocks the area. So what I may go ahead and do, I may go ahead and nope. I'll make sure I have everything ran I need fuel wise. I'm probably going to cut off the fillers and go ahead and run the fill lines. I'm going to use a different fill line than this stuff. This stuff is kind of rubbery. I don't like it, so I'm going to use a more Festo type. Hold on, I got to plug it in. But anyways, I'm going to do all that tomorrow and try to finish up the bulk of this tomorrow, so it'll just be ready for final setup in CG. And then of course the tanks will be the last thing. So before the battery dies, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.